There comes a time in every boy's life where you reach a crossroads of some sort. That good old fork in the road. One path can lead you down a road of riches. The other, certain death. 36 years have passed in this old boy's life, and the time has finally come to make the choice. Wake up, Eruption.
What the fuck? Bun, you're here. What's going on?
Play the game, Eruption.
No. Where is everything? I need to get out of here.
Play the game, Eruption.
The Yukon Trail. I mean, I played this a lot when I was a kid, but it's pretty whatever. Bun, man, this is a waste of time. Okay.
So there was this company called MEC, or the Minnesota Educational Computing Consortium. They were created for the sole purpose of designing programs for computers in schools. You might recognize one of these little programs by the name of the Oregon Trail. So everyone watching this video has probably played the Oregon Trail at some point. I mean, if you were alive and went to any sort of educational system, it was probably on one of your classroom computers. I remember rushing through my classwork just to get a chance to play it, usually every day. Now, besides Oregon, MEC also made a bunch of other games you might recognize like Number Munchers and Dino Park Tycoon. But MEC also made a metric butt ton worth of Trails games. For some reason, my parents decided that I was playing too many video games and that I needed to be learned goodly, so they bought me a pack of video games. In the pack of games, we had the Oregon Trail, of course, along with the Amazon Trail, Africa Trail, and a little game called Maya Quest, which was way over my head at that point. Last, and certainly not least, was a little gem by the name of the Yukon Trail. I probably played this game 50 times through as a kid, and I can even remember the opening verbatim.
This here's the Yukon Trail, another exciting product from MEC.
I am so old.
I mean, this game was pretty special to me, but I don't understand why I need to play it right now.
So the opening cinematic, if you can call it that, explains everything here. At the turn of the 19th century, the US was about to face a depression.
And people were beginning to lose hope.
But then, as luck would have it, we would discover gold in Canada. So in the true American spirit, it's off to go become a stampeder and take what's not ours. This old dude tells me I better hurry up though, because now everyone's doing it. It's just so hard to be cutting edge these days. So I've arrived in downtown Seattle, just about ready to head to the Yukon. But first, we need to start a journal. It belongs to, of course, Johnson & Johnson. Hey, that's pretty cool. The journal actually lets you write in it. I mean, it's kind of pointless, but it's neat. First things first, we need to decide what city we're going to land in up in northern Washington state. I have a choice of Dyea, which seems like a simple, rich town, or Skagway, which is a more hip and happening, gambly kind of place. I'm more of a city guy myself, so I guess I'm just gonna have to go with Skagway. I love the excitement of a city. After all,
Skagway is where the action is.
Before we get moving though, I gotta choose a partner. We got Sadie, the best gold miner in the world. Linda, who seems to be a Native American who knows her way around the Yukon. Midas T. Golden, who literally states his perk as having lots of money. And then we got Jake, who can build things pretty easily, cause he's a carpenter. Well, that works. Pack your things, Jake. It's time we're off for an adventure. We still gotta get our tickets though, and Jake shows me right off the bat just how chill he is. I ask him which city I should buy a boat ticket to, and he basically says, dude, it's cool, whatever man. So I buy the most expensive ticket to Skagway, spend almost all of our money on supplies, and we're off to the ship. On the way back to the ship, this sales guy offers me a bicycle for the trail, which seems like it would be useful. It'd make going up those long batches of hills and mountains super easy. I see what Jake thinks and he seems to agree with me, so I pick it up, and then we're off to the Yukon. Pretty early into the journey, some dudes on the boat talk to me and tell me this hilarious story about how some guy bought a bicycle and brought it on board, and how funny it'd be to watch someone try to ride it over the mountain, that they threw it overboard. Yeah. So funny. So we sail up the coast of North America, hitting almost every single iceberg along the way, and eventually, somehow, we reach Skagway.
So, this is Skagway.
So you start asking around town and you find out that there's 2 ways to get up the mountain and to the Yukon. First is the White Pass Trail, heading straight up the mountain from Skagway. The other requires you to go to Dyea and up to the Chilkoot. For now, let's see what else there is to do in this town. This guy wants to play around to find the nugget. Oh well, a $5 couldn't hurt. At this point, I enter the tavern and talk to the denizens of Skagway. Seems everyone is just telling me to get out of Skagway. But then we have this gentleman.
I'm Jefferson Randolph Smith, but my friends call me Soapy.
Soapy here seems like a nice guy, so I inform him that I feel like I might have been cheated at Find the Nugget.
What? This is an outrage. I shall find the scoundrel who cheated you and see to it that your money is returned. Wait right here.
There's really not much else to do here. There's the arcade, which is a shooting gallery, and a photo studio to make the player feel really patriotic. I go to Dyea, and this is boring. Let's move along now, up the White Pass Trail. Pretty early on in my journey, I get food stolen from me. Twice. I'm glad. No, seriously, I am. I did buy the biggest outfit at the start of the game, so having a lighter load really helps. Jake and I eventually make our way to White Pass City, where everyone is super depressed and regrets ever becoming a stampeder. People are telling their sad stories of losing all their money, an entire flock of horses dying, but I don't care, let's go.
But here is where the disaster strikes.
Now that we've reached the peak of the trail, we have reached Canada. They don't look quite how I imagined though. Customs here is saying that they are making sure all of us stupid Americans have enough food and money to go there. I ask him if we're good to pass and...
No, you do not have enough.
Ah, crap. I have the money, but apparently I need 2,000 pounds of food? Turns out I had around 1,700, so I was almost there. Upon further research, it seems those food bandits screwed me after all. Fast forward! Okay, we can pass. Barely.
Now that we're in Canada, a bulk of this game's already done. It should be smooth sailing from this point on.
Or at least it would be if people would stop stealing my food. Less than a month and almost half of our supplies have been victim to theft. So we arrived at Lake Bennett, and now we gotta build a boat and wait for spring before we float up north towards Dawson, where we can get our gold. With all this time on our hands, let's get to know the locals and fellow stampeders a bit more.
Hello, neighbor. I am from New Zealand. I have traveled many thousands of miles in hopes of striking it rich.
Fuck it, let's just build the boat, Jake. It's spring now, and it's just about time to set off. Ladies and gentlemen, up until this point, it's been mostly point-and-click gameplay, but I now present to you Kayaking Extreme. Dear Diary, we've made it to Dawson. It's just about time to wrap things up and start looking for gold. This guy here states that his name is Skookum Jim, and that he was the one who made the gold discovery that started the stampede. Yeah man, it checks out. You know what, that's pretty cool. All throughout this game you've been running into caricatures of famous people from the era, or people who would resemble those who were living back then. It keeps reminding me that this game has served its purpose as an educational game, which is neat, I guess. And sitting here on this log is Jack London. But alas, the time has come. It's time to dig for gold. Pretty much every good spot is taken at this point, so I'm gonna choose completely randomly. Chichaco Hill it is. So it's been almost a year at this point. Let's see if our journey has been fruitful. Let's start digging. What? Is that gold dust? Ooh, gold nuggets. Jake, let's stake the claim immediately. We found gold.
Yippee!
So as I'm sitting here reveling in my excitement, you can click on all your hired hands and see their job descriptions. In true educational game fashion, let's shove one last piece of history down those kids' goddamn throats before they put Oregon Trail back in the Apple II. So our total comes to 45,885 golds, points, dollars, whatever.
Yay.
You heard it here first, everybody. Johnson & Johnson have struck it rich. Not even like half the score of the berries, but you know what I mean. I beat it!
Oh yeah, I beat it. But, where are you? Bun?
And so, another day passes up here on the Yukon. Hey man, when am I supposed to receive my check?
No. Oh, wait a second. We got train.
We got train.
We got train. We got train. Is it even recording?
Yeah.
We got train.